So I do like this comment. Like this is very that's dope. But I do feel like when it comes to manifestations, like intention is super important. Like your intention is when I'm saying like your intention is so important, it is. But one of the biggest things that I think that isn't material things are what we attach to in the physical to get an understanding of what truly and specifically isn't material at all of what we're asking for. A lot of the times when we're asking for something material, what we're effectively asking for is freedom. What we're actually asking for is a change in our mindset. What we're asking for is access to more something, whether that's more freedom in our mind, more freedom in the way that we love, more ability off, like the ability to do things differently, to live differently. When, like, if you live in, like, how I used in my previous video, like, there was a time where, like, I was always broke. I was always in survival. I was always in scarcity. And that was, I mean, it fucking sucked, okay? First of all, it sucked ass. It just sucks. Your life sucks because you're consistently creating that because it's the consciousness that you're in. And a lot of people, when they are living in scarcity for decades, for their entire life, and then they look around and they say, oh, I want to aspire to wealth. I want to have more. I want to be financially stable. Yes, in the egoic mind, you're asking for money, you're asking for materials, you're asking for things. But behind that, what you're asking for is freedom. You're asking for freedom from a concept, from a construct that's so embedded into society that even when it does have a name, it still doesn't adequately define your current reality and how it's affecting you. And it's hard for a lot of people to put that into words. It's hard for a lot of people to see that that is part of the problem. It's not the entire problem, because if it was the entire problem, my problem would be over already. I could see that and then I could solve that, but that's not it. But it's a part of it. And in order for me to be able to live something stable, to be order to survive in this world, I need to understand how not to participate in it as a victim. I need to understand how not to participate in it as an oppressor to a victim. I have to understand how not to participate at all. In my mind, I'm no longer the slave to conditional love. Serving. Please love me, please love me, please love me. But I'm also no longer the tyrannical person who makes others do to receive a conditional bid for my love. Because at a certain point, you've healed enough where you can take yourself out of the loop of the game. But some people see that and they say, oh, I'm trying to manifest a partner. I'm trying to manifest, my perfect person. No, what you're manifesting essentially is self-love, because you want to be loved, but you don't love yourself. But you feel, some people, let's just be honest. We've all grew up with Disney, whether you're a man or a woman. You feel like you either need to be the rescuer or the person being rescued so that you can be loved forever. And some people understand that that shit's not realistic, but still participate in it because it's collective thought. And so in the forefront of your mind, you're attached to that idea, which is the blockage, because it's not real. But the truth of the matter is, when you're doing a work, the angels can see past the bullshit and say, hey, this person is really asking for self-love. Let's give it to them. Oh, they're starting to love themselves more. They're starting to take care of themselves more. Maybe we could send some people in to show them how much they love themselves, to show them how much they've changed, to show them the difference in their mentality now, and that the stabilization of loving yourself, the stabilization of loving yourself in the aspect of finances, loving yourself in the aspect of being in a relationship that's healthy and not toxic, being in a place where you can love yourself regardless of what you look like, where you are, how you see yourself. It opens doors, but specifically in a specific way that you've been wounded, you need to be freed. You need liberation. And when you liberate your mind, when you liberate your emotions, effectively, the material doesn't matter. But the material won't come until that work is done anyway. So you as a person are effectively locking yourself into a paradigm, thinking, saying like a carrot on a stick, we're going to get this material thing. But in the process, you gain yourself. That's the point. And yes, intention is very important. It's very important, especially working with angels. But one of the biggest things is to see that life is a mindfuck and you set yourself up. Understand what you're setting yourself up for. Does that make sense? That was the point of the entire video, is to understand that the physicality is just something, a lot of the things we attribute to certain things like money, wealth, affluence, they're just variations of resources and freedom, levels of freedom that we currently don't have access to. So we're attempting to create that access. And because once we have that access, we can attain it, and then we can multiply it, and we can create a foundation in that space that we will never go below it and not be able to rebound back to that space, because that space is your set point. You've created a new set point, a new consciousness, a new understanding. And from that point, you literally can change everything about your life fundamentally. It's not just material, it's spiritual. But it feels so material that it doesn't seem spiritual, because we're only looking at it from one perspective. That's crazy, right? It was like a whole mindfuck just now. Okay, bye.